Welcome to the You Can Be Unstoppable podcast. My name is Evelina, your host and certified hypnotherapist. In this podcast, I will share with you how to tap into the power of your subconscious mind. I intend to share with you how learning how to use the power of your subconscious mind can help you to create a successful and abundant life with ease, how to connect with yourself while fostering a healthy relationship with your body and mind. Tapping into the power of the subconscious mind will help you to learn how to manage your emotions, become more resilient and present in all of your relationships. Self-love and self-worth are the keys to the kingdom of success and abundance, to happy and healthy life on your terms. Welcome to another episode, You Can Be Unstoppable. I'm so grateful that you are here. And today I want to be talking about rules of the mind, beliefs, domestication, I call it like that anyway, and why we as women can absolutely have it all. However, quite often we are getting in our own way. Just hear me out. So I hope you will listen to the whole thing and you will see what I mean by that. So I strongly believe that we as women can have it all. However, there is a few things that I want to discuss here. Because yes, we can have the career, the business, the family, the life that we really want and desire the way we want. However, we need to be able to do it on our terms as our authentic self. And that's not the case for most of us. And certainly wasn't the case for me. I spent many years, many decades, not being really true to myself. The values I had, the beliefs I had, a lot of them were not actually mine. I picked them from other people around me, the people I was surrounded with, the culture, the environment, what other people were saying that they want, what the society was telling me that I should need and want in order to be happy and successful. Yet they are not my values, true to me and to who I am. Yet I left like that for many years, despite the fact that I actually wasn't really happy the way my life looked. Although on the surface you would argue I had it all. So what is stopping us? What is getting in our way? So let me ask you, how often do you question your beliefs, your values, the way you show up? Do you just accept, well, this is just the way I am and that's the end of the story? Do you ever stop, get silent with yourself and ask yourself, is this belief really mine? Is this belief really truly serve me in what I'm trying to create and achieve here? Is this value a value that is going to help me to create the healthy and fulfilled relationships with my children, with my husband? Is this value or belief really going to help me to create the successful career or business that I'm working so hard to create? Because if it's not, why are you still holding on to it? And why do you have it in the first place? You see, a lot of who we are, and that's about 95%, we created based upon our upbringing, the family that we grew up in, the social and cultural domestication. And what I mean by that, the environment that we grew up in shaped us by observing the way we grew up. We were observing our parents, the things they taught us at school, the society, we took this on as ours without questioning that at all. So if I took you away just after you were born and I would plug you into a completely different environment, a different family, you would be a really different person. So who we are is based upon where we grew up, what value system the family had that you grew up in, the church you belonged in, the society, the friends, people around you, what you watch on TV, what you consume, and that is continue to be perpetuated today by your environment, by the things that you consume. And that's not just food, it's what you read and what you watch and the stories that you keep telling yourself. All of this is part of who you are. However, it's not necessarily the true, authentic you. You see, for me, I watched my mom struggle for decades and there was never any money. We often went hungry. She was a single mom with 3 children. So my reality was that life is a struggle, money are hard to come by. You don't want to be in a relationship with a man because all men are bad. I never wanted to have children because I watched my mom struggle being a single mom, and on and on and on. If my family environment was different, my mom never divorced, my father was present, or even if she divorced, my father was actually interested in who I am and actually supportive of me rather than telling me how not good enough I am, then maybe I would have a different self-image, a different identity. But that wasn't the case. So you see, what we heard, what we were told is really important in shaping who we are. It took me a lot of unpacking to strip all these identities, values, beliefs that I had about myself that were not true. A lot of the problems that we face as adults is underpinned by a common denominator, and that's this belief that we are not good enough. And that could be, I'm not good enough to create a healthier relationship because my family of origin, I didn't have a good role model to create a healthier relationship. I'm not thin enough to attract a healthy man. I'm not smart enough to get this job. I'm not qualified enough to charge more for the service that I offer. I don't have enough experience to start a business yet or charge more money. I'm not tall enough to be attractive. And whatever the not enough is for you, that alone can feed a lot of the stories that you carry and you keep repeat to yourself every day. And for the most part, you're not even aware that you have those beliefs, that you have those stories, that you keep repeating them to yourself. That's where working with a professional is really helpful because they can ask you the right questions, they can point you in the right direction, they can uncover all those deep-seated parts of your inner unconscious mind that you're not even aware that you have. So for us women, imposter syndrome is huge, and that's part of it, the way we grew up in a society. Men are being, if I can use this word, which is probably not a good word, groomed in a different way than we are. Men are much more confident. For women, we want to have something like 90% tick box. If we were to apply for a job, we want to match at least 90%, when men would only think, 50%, that's good enough, I'm good for the job. We carry the tools that we created as children to help us navigate the world. Now, because we are no longer children, yet we still hold on to that self-image that we created, now is a problem. Your procrastination, creative procrastination, self-sabotaging patterns, habits of thought and ways of beings that we created as children, yet we still carry on that today, is getting in our way to have it all. That belief that as women we cannot have a family and a career, that we cannot have whatever we want all at the same time, is because of those beliefs we picked up along the way telling us that we can't. And I'm challenging this. Who says that we can't? Society, your parents, my parents? I wholeheartedly disagree, because you can absolutely have everything that you want. So let me ask you this, consider this, ponder this, get silent with it, but let me ask you, how often have you heard when you were growing up, during your childhood years or even your adolescence years, good girls don't do that? Sit straight. To be happy, you need to marry and have kids. You can't have it all. You are too much. You are not enough. You speak too much. Stop talking so much. Stop behaving like a boy. You are a girl. Girls don't behave like this. Money is hard to come by. This job is not for you. This job is a man job. Only men apply for this kind of job. As a man, you cannot earn that kind of money. Whatever story you heard, on the surface they don't seem like much, but they absolutely are. Add to this the modern way of stress, the way we live, we diminish the traumas that we experience, the hardships that we experience, perpetuated by the stories that we tell ourselves. We hold on to those feelings, we don't let them to surface, we don't let them to run its course through the body. And remember, emotions are energy in motion. They need to run course through your body. We store that energy that causes havoc, and we got this belief that now I can see a lot of women struggle with, and that was me too, that we need to be more masculine in the way we show up, and that means being into this doing energy in order to build a business, to get the job that we want. We sacrifice ourselves, we sucker up, we don't express emotions, where we need to be able to balance both feminine and masculine energy, and both men and women have both, and some of us naturally are a bit more feminine and masculine, but we both sexes, both men and women, share both feminine and masculine energy. When we have unbalanced feminine energy, often we feel unworthy, we focus only on material gains, we're feeling too much, we feel uneasy when happy, we struggle with boundaries, with setting boundaries, with upholding boundaries, we often struggle with people pleasing, we do a lot for other people, sacrifice ourselves. And when the masculine energy is wounded, we scared to face the wounds and the trauma that we carry, that we have. We focus on controlling other people, and we're controlling the situation in order to manage ourselves. We may struggle with anger. We may have this feel to need to prove yourself, and that was definitely me. I spent many years trying to prove myself, trying to prove that I'm enough. We may struggle with overachieving, and that's definitely was me. Burnout, tick the box. Overwhelm, tick the box. Being up in your head, tick the box. I had both wounded feminine and masculine energy. So my invitation for you is to ask yourself some questions. Question your beliefs. Question your boundaries. Why you struggle to set and uphold healthy boundaries? Does it make you uncomfortable? Why does it make you uncomfortable? Why do you think that you need to only focus solely on material gains and you can be a bit more softer in your feminine creative energy? Allow the flow and ease to flow through you. Ask yourself about your habit of thought. What kind of thoughts do you have on a daily basis? It's really important to let go of all the stories and beliefs that don't serve you. And I know that can be hard, intimidating, challenging. Mind doesn't like the change. It much prefers what's familiar way of being and thinking. So this is why change is not usually something that we eagerly go for. Even if we try, we revert back quite quickly because the disintegration anxiety sinks, we feel uneasy and we revert back to old ways of being. I really want to challenge you and invite you to explore who you want to be. Set aside who you think you are. Who do you want to be? So if you stop and look into the things that you tell yourself, would you say that to someone you love, to your child if you have children? Would you show up for them the way you show up for yourself? What is your relationship with yourself? Because the way you have your relationship with yourself will affect your relationship with the money, the job, your partner, your kids, everything. Your relationship with yourself is the key to everything. Because only you can define who you want to be, what have it all means to you, because have it all may be a very different definition to yours. And who cares what the society tells you? Like, they can say whatever they want. I stop listening to that because it makes my life miserable. I was depressed. It's not how I want to live. And I stopped and I asked myself, how do I want to live? How do I want to be? What makes me happy? Because when I followed what the society was telling me, the way I should be, what I needed to have to be happy, it doesn't make us happy. The next achievement, the next pay rise, the next job, it's a temporary fix. Because if you're not happy inside of you, nothing else will make you happy. Because if you think really about it, if following how you lived up to now was the way to get what you want, would you not have it all by now? Ask yourself, what do you want? What beliefs would serve you best? And the best way to go about is start observing your life. Become the observer of your life. Because awareness is a beautiful thing. When we engage in coping strategies like being overly busy, overscheduled, overdoing things, overcommitting things, we don't have the time to slow down and become really and truly and brutally honest with ourselves. What are we running away from? What are we running away from finding out? What is it about you that you don't want to face? What is about your feelings, your emotions that are so uncomfortable that you are willing to sabotage your life over and over by engaging in your activities, whether that is overworking, drinking, Netflix watching, productive procrastination, you name it. There's so many different ways that you can do it. What would be possible for you when you slow down and stop and become the observer of your life, of your thoughts, of your patterns, of your habits? How would your life change when you finally say yes to yourself and you let your unstoppable you shine through? Have a decent, honest conversation with your partner about your relationship. Are you afraid to ask? Why? Why are you afraid to ask? Are you afraid what may come up? Are you afraid that you might go separate ways? So you stay quiet, you don't want to rock the boat? Because that was me. I didn't brought up a lot of conversation that I should have with my partner because I was afraid to rock the boat. But the thing is, the boat ended up splitting in half anyway. That's inevitable. I just delayed what was coming anyway. So you can have it all. You need to define what the all means to you. You need to become the observer of your life, become aware of the things that might be getting in your way, and start questioning your beliefs, your values, the way you are. Become curious and ask for help. And if you would like my help in identifying your unconscious patterns, stories, and beliefs that may be getting in your way in creating this amazing, healthy relationship the way you show up at work, your career, your business, things are not where you want it to be. Like you've got a lot of awareness, yet you're still frustrated because things are not changing the way you would like them to be. Then I can help you. Get in touch. Email me at evelina, evelina @bravingthebeing.com, and we can start conversation about shifting your perspective, about shifting what's possible for you. So let me know if that was helpful for you, and I see you next week at the next episode. Thank you for listening. If you found value in this podcast, I would like to ask you to leave a positive review explaining how this episode helped you to improve your life. I ask you to do this because this will help other people to improve their lives as well. Share and spread the love all around you. Raise your vibrations to improve your life. If you would like more transformational content like this, connect with me on Instagram. You can find a link in the description of this podcast, and I'll see you over in the next episode.